So everybody thinks that getting into the dumpster rental industry is simple. Just buy a truck, a trailer, a few cans, and you're off to the races making $1 million. People watch a couple YouTube videos and they think, I can do that, I can do that too. It looks simple. It's only like dropping off dumpsters, dropping off metal boxes, and I used to think that a little bit too, but I'm gonna break it down in this video, 10 reasons why you should not start a dumpster rental business this year. So everybody thinks the dumpster rental industry is easy. Buy a truck, buy a few cans, start printing money. Make $1 million your first year, watch a couple YouTube videos. It can't be further from the truth. The truth is, you've got early morning call outs, you've got broken hydraulic lines or busted hydraulic lines, you've got broken down trucks, you've got customer issues, you've got finance issues, you got DOT problems. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And in this video, I'm gonna give you 10 reasons why you should not start a dumpster rental business. So these aren't our concrete only cans, but we do concrete in these 15 yards, mainly because they're built heavy duty enough to where I can haul concrete. Not on a regular basis. I mean, I do have the two concrete dumpsters, but those are on permanent jobs. So we don't, I don't have any more specific concrete dumpsters. So I'm gonna be possibly ordering a couple more. So that brings me to topic number one, why you shouldn't get into this industry, and that's basically because people think it's easy money. I mean, it's not. It's not an overnight business. It's not, again, I mentioned this earlier in the intro, but it's not about an overnight success. This is not an easy business. You're literally in the truck for 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16-hour days. And people don't understand that. They see, again, they see stuff online, or a buddy of theirs has a business, and they think, oh, it's easy business, easy money. Definitely not easy money. It's a lot of work involved, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes of any business. Easy money. Ain't nothing in life easy, homies. Ain't nothing in life worth having easy. Dave just almost took a spill. Being a cameraman ain't even easy. That's hard work, dedication, and sometimes can be dangerous to your health. I love doing concrete jobs because they're pretty quick, but it puts a toll on this truck because these 15 yards are too short. It messes my back bumper up. And we out. Right.
And if you didn't come, sorry, maybe next year.
I think everybody that didn't make it, that couldn't come, they have to be here next year.
Oh shit. Watch stuff. All right, so next reason you're not ready to start this dumpster business or start in the dumpster business is going to be you don't know how to deal with customers, or you don't want to deal with customers, or you're not good at dealing with customers. And so this is true to all businesses, really. Go for a little bit more. But yeah, dealing with customers is going to be an everyday thing in this business, especially if you're in the retail side of things, delivering customers dumpsters to their houses and stuff like that. The customer service is super important to make sure that you keep a good reputation and you keep your customers happy. And then you got your long-term customers like your contractors or your businesses, and you got to really make sure that your customer service game is on point. I mean, I am really not good at dealing with customers. Sometimes I like to, if they like to argue with you, which they do a lot of times, sometimes they dispute charges, or, they say the dumpsters aren't that heavy or whatever. Sometimes I'm not the best at that. So, and it's okay if you're not good at certain things. You just got to make sure that you hire for it, right? You got to make sure that you hire somebody that is good at that kind of stuff. So I know where my weaknesses are, so I make sure that I hire somebody who can shine where I do not. So I have somebody like a customer service manager who's in charge of dealing with customers, talking to the customers on the phone, all that stuff. But if you're not good at dealing with customers and you can't afford to hire somebody, well then this is a reason for you not to start this dumpster business. Number 3, do not start a dumpster business if you don't understand the costs that are associated with starting a dumpster business, between insurance, disposal fees, maintenance on your vehicles, ongoing fuel. Most people underestimate the startup fees by at least 50%, and then all of a sudden it's a sticker shock when it comes time. And that's why you get a lot of people lowballing out there doing dumpsters for $150, $200. They don't realize the cost of running and operating this business. Yeah, some people are shocked even at the cost of tires of these big trucks. Each business is different. You don't have to have one of these big trucks to start your business, don't get me wrong. But once you get into these bigger trucks, everything's even more expensive. But just the tires of your own trucks, if you got pickup trucks or whatever, tires of your trailers, you're constantly replacing tires. You're at the tire shop just as much, if not more, than you're at the landfill. So, landfill fees, like I said, disposal fees, a lot of times guys don't understand that. That's going to be probably a good 25% of your revenue or more. Goes straight to landfill fees. I want as close as I can to the house. There's a car here. So yeah, I've said it time and time again also on the channel, is to make sure you do your homework. If you don't do your homework, you're just going into a business blind. It's like driving a car blind. You can't do it. As far as doing your research, it's really easy for people, especially people on YouTube or online, to say do your research, yada yada. And obviously that puts all the liability, all the blame, all the, if you fail, if you don't succeed, it's on you. What do we mean by do the research though? So before I started in this business, I started calling around. I started looking for normal pricing on dumpsters. I started looking at what landfills I would go to, how much they charge. I started looking at pricing. Obviously, I didn't do my research when I first started as far as what's the best type of equipment. I honestly just went with what's the cheapest. But that's not always the best way to go. But now you've got the Dumpster Expo. You've got shows. You've got industry shows that are nationwide, that you can literally attend and talk to people that are in the industry, talk to vendors that are in the industry, kind of have everything in one place. Basically, like I always like to say, like a business in a box almost. You can start a business in a box in this industry just by going to these shows, because pretty much all the vendors that you need or gonna need are at a show. So shameless plug, www.dumpsterexpo.com. You should be at these type of events. It's worth way more than the price of admission to go to these shows and to see these vendors. So that's how you do your research. So we've gone through several items that I believe are reasons why you should not get into the dumpster industry or the roll-off industry. Another one's going to be you don't have a reliable truck, or you don't know how to fix trucks. Now, I don't know how to work on trucks. Everybody that watches this channel knows I am no mechanic. However, This is why I have to spend the money and get newer trucks. And it doesn't mean that newer trucks don't break down, because they do. But you got to have a backup plan. So if you got to have a reliable truck that you can count on, and even still, you got to have a backup plan and have, you know, a plan B, have a second truck, have somebody that you can call in case your truck does go down. But without a reliable, oops. Of course, David, you know, catches that. It's very rare that I do that. But it's very difficult to sit here and talk. I gotta sit here and talk. I can't do two things at once. This is why I always have a good plan in my head as far as what we're gonna talk about. And as soon as I start focusing on this, that's another thing. I make sure you focus on what you're doing, because this is heavy machinery, heavy equipment that can easily cause a ton of damage to your vehicle and or to yourself. So you always got to focus. But as far as what I was saying, you got to have reliable equipment in order to really be in this industry long term. Because if you don't, it's gonna hurt you. And always have a plan B. So we're gonna take this one. We're gonna recycle this one. Concrete is free to recycle. There are even some yard places here that are not very convenient though, but they will pay you sometimes. It's not much, but they'll give you, you know, 15 bucks, 20 bucks for a 15 yard of concrete. But for the most part, I go to places that are just free to dump. All right, this is a oil refinery we have here, and I don't know if we can record here or not, but you got all the tanker trucks here that pick up fuel. It's kind of neat. Another reason you should never start this business is if you can't handle competition. Hold on one second. Here we go. Yeah, another reason why you should never start this business is if you can't handle competition or rejection. There's definitely always a guy who's going to be down the street, or somebody that's going to be down the road who's going to do it cheaper, do better. You're always going to lose jobs. You're going to get ghosted by customers. You're always going to be tested. And if you have an ego problem and your ego can't take it, well, then don't even bother, because that's just the bottom line. A lot of guys will focus on their competition, will sit there and focus on what everybody else is doing instead of working on their own business, instead of improving their own business, you know. And it's like they're more worried about what the guy down the street is doing than they are on improving their own business. So you know, that's a big one. You see it all the time online. You see it all the time in the Facebook groups. You see it all the time in the chat rooms or in the chats, and when you're networking with people. Oh, there's a guy down the street. I don't know how he does it when he's doing it for, you know, $200 a dumpster rental. How do they get away with that kind of stuff? But quit worrying about the competition. Worry about growing your own business. Worry about focusing on yourself. That's my suggestion. And if you can't do that, this ain't the business for you. Let's go. Concrete done. I'm gonna drop this off. I'm gonna grab the first can. All right, we're gonna be stacking these cans real quick. I got a customer who needs the last minute 230s last minute, so we're gonna go ahead and stack these real quick. Deliver a 20 yard while we're here in Waxahachie, and then come back and deliver these 30s. I think that's what we're gonna do. Or we'll just go deliver these 30s right away and just have the customer wait for the... Easy. Now all of a sudden we got 4 20s and a 15 yard here at the yard. 3 30s, but we're delivering 2 of them today, and 2 40s. Talk about, it's always just a shift. That's another thing. And if you can't handle, if you're expecting a steady paycheck, if you're expecting, you know, a regular income, that's another thing that you might as well just keep on moving and find something else, because in this industry you've got waves. You've got some crazy waves, and one day you might be super busy, and the next you might have all, you know, 80% of your cans in the yard. It's ridiculous and it's crazy like that, but that's how it happens. I mean, you've got to be able to ride the wave and expect that there's going to be slow seasons, there's going to be slow weeks, it's not going to make sense sometimes. Sometimes it's the economy. Sometimes it's your local weather. Sometimes it's your, schools are out, or people are vacationing, or it's holidays, or it could just be a number of different factors. And if you're not ready for the emotional roller coaster and the financial roller coaster of being a business owner, and being a business owner in the dumpster rental industry, in the waste industry, then move on to something else. This is not trying to be a negative video, but it's just being completely honest with you, because I'm tired of seeing people all the time saying, oh, if you want to be successful in this business, go to YouTube and watch videos on how to be a millionaire overnight, because that's all they do. No, this is real deal. This channel, I try my best to show the good, the bad, the ugly in this channel. There's breakdowns, there's accidents, God forbid, there's issues with equipment vendors and all kinds of stuff. And so you got to be ready for that kind of stuff, like literally. And I'll show all that on the channel. I'm not here trying to sugarcoat anything. It doesn't behoove me, don't knock me for the word, but it doesn't behoove me to keep adding more and more dumpster business owners in my own market against me. Like, that's not what I do things for. I do these videos in this channel just so I can help people, for the most part, for sure, get into this industry. But it's also to document my journey. That's really the only reason why I did this in the first place, was mainly to document my journey in this industry. And that's really all this channel is mainly about. Good thing I got somebody out there to help me out, opening the door for me, and now I'm just going to easily slide this thing outside the other one. So because it's nice and high, I'll be able to just put her down and then back this can right under the one that I have propped up against the light pole there. I use a little concrete light pole. First couple times I did this, it was a lot rougher. Now we've got it a little more under control. So when you're backing up, you just want to make sure you line up the dumpsters right. I think I'm okay. Alright. Now we can use the jack, lift up the can, drop it gently inside the other one, and then we'll finish sliding it all the way back. Barely had it on there where it shifted. Got it. Nice and easy. That's it. Now we're going to strap the two dumpsters together. A lot of you guys might have your own way for doing things. This is the way we do it. I ain't going nowhere. Easy as pie. All right, so you're looking to get into the dumpster rental industry, but you don't know where to start. There's so many different options. You've got hook lift, cable, trailer, truck, reeving system, onboard motors, you name it. I can help you out. If you're looking for a trailer, we've got that in stock currently here at AmericanAFTrailers.com. I've got hook lifts, I've got reeving systems, and I've got winch system trailers. I've got 16K GVWR, I've got bigger ones, I've got gooseneck, and I've got bumper pull. www.AmericanAFTrailers.com. We've got package deals with dumpsters, we got package deals with flatbeds, and we've got trailer only pricing. Give me a call, check us out online, come pick up your trailer here, nationwide sales. We out. All right, we are all the way at Will's Point, an hour and 20 minutes from our yard after we stacked them. Now you know why we stacked them. But let me tell you, if you aren't good with going with the flow and changing up your entire schedule, if you're the type of person who can't for the life of you, you gotta be super organized and things have to be planned out ahead of time, and you think dumpster business is going to be something where you're going to be able to schedule things a week or two in advance, and you're going to be able to take time off and all this other stuff. If you can't go with the flow and make changes when customers need you to make changes, Like this booking, for instance, and you're in a rush to get to wherever you need to go to, you know, see your girlfriend or whatever, this ain't the business for you. Things change on the drop of a dime as far as what your day's schedule going to look like, how far you're driving, where you're going to be going to, all that stuff. You can get cancellations, you can get last minute bookings, you can get, I mean, you name it. Just a lot of different things can change at the last second. And if you're not flexible, if you don't like that kind of stuff, I don't know what to tell you. This might not work for you. This is a one of our newest members of the DFW Dumpster Networking Group who booked this. Can't even reach up there. This is kind of far, but this is kind of what we do. I mean, if the customers need us, yeah, soccer player. Not a player, I was like soccer coach. People are like, oh, my coverage area is 20 miles from my house or my yard. I'd be broke if my coverage area was 20 miles from the yard. Don't get me wrong. I get it. There's different cities. You know, it's different in different places. But I go 20 miles just to go to the gas station sometimes by my yard and by where I live. So this is about 50 miles to the landfill. And it's going to be a good little, you might need more than 230 yards, I'll tell you that much. I don't know. I'm sure he's going to keep the metal over there. He's definitely going to keep the tires. Got it. Go ahead further back or right there? How's that one? You want that one further up at all?
That's good, man.
All right, cool. All right, you're all set. You're not gonna put the tires on there, are you?
Was that?
No. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I was like, that's not good. Man, so we are back at the shop. I'm about to hop in the small international and go deliver a 20-yard now. But I don't even know what number we're on. Today's been a long day. But let's talk about failure. If you have a fear of failure, business in general should not be for you either. Let's just be honest. Like, you will fail. You will fail in something. Whether it be pricing, whether it be marketing, whether it be with a customer, whether it be whatever it is, you will definitely fail in something at one point or another. The question is not if you're going to fail or how bad or whatever. The question is going to be more so, what are you going to do to fix it? And like, how do you solve it? It's all about being a business owner is all about putting out fires. Same thing with being obviously in a dumpster business. It's all about putting out different fires. You don't have enough of one dumpster, but you overbook dumpsters, or you don't have any dumpsters and you have a customer who absolutely needs a customer right now. What are you going to do? It's problem solving at its finest. That's all it is. Dumpster business is all about logistics, marketing. We don't own a trash business. I own a marketing business that delivers dumpsters, right? We own an advertising service that delivers dumpsters probably, but more so, it's all about getting that new customer. If you don't know or don't want to do that, or you have a fear of failing, it's better just to get a 9-to-5. Just be honest. If you don't take compliance seriously, if you don't take DOT seriously, between weight limits, permits, landfill rules, you ignore them, and you're going to get fined. You're going to get shut down. You're going to get put out of service, or worse. I mean, you can even potentially be involved in a lawsuit or an insurance claim. You've got to take paying your taxes seriously. I'm a prime example of that. I've done that in the past where I didn't think, I thought it was just like any other bill. You got to take, paying your insurance seriously. This is not, personal insurance on commercial vehicles. If you're not insuring your stuff properly, you're running the risk of not only hurting yourself, hurting your business, but potentially criminally even for yourself, but potentially hurting somebody else. We're on the road a lot. You need to make sure you have the proper insurance. Quit cutting corners. There's plenty of people out there that are cutting corners to save a couple bucks. And it's sad, and it will eventually catch up to them. And that's kind of stuff that puts people out of business and sometimes puts them behind bars. You have to make sure that you are covered personally. You have to make sure that your business is covered so that in case something does happen, God forbid, you are properly insured. So make sure that you're doing things the right way and you're not the type of person that cuts corners. Be truthful with yourself, because if you're not, again, this business may not be for you. You know, took what I said to heart. These 8 to 10 things, whatever it was, that I don't even know what we ended up doing. But these things are kind of important as far as like this applies to you. If you're scared of failing, if any of these things apply to you, it might not be for you. It might not be the best solution or the best idea for you to own a dumpster business, plain and simple. You might be better off an employee or working for somebody else doing something else. But if you truly want to get into this business and this game, you've got to understand that it's not an overnight success. It's not the kind of business that you see online that people talk about. This is a grind. This is a hustle. There's a lot better things that you could be doing with your time that could honestly be making you a lot more money. With that being said, it's also a rewarding business. You know, you're kind of giving back to your community. You're helping your community out. You're keeping your community clean. In return, you're getting paid hopefully a little bit. But at the end of the day, you've got to love what you do. Otherwise, it's a job and it's not really rewarding in a business. So fall in love with what you do. If this is something that interests you, then I hope to see you at the Dumpster Expo. I hope to see you in the comments below. Let me know. And if this video has changed your mind at all, hope I did you guys a service instead of a disservice and giving you false hope or false expectations of what what this business and this industry is all about. So with that, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, smash the notification bell. We'll see you on the next one.